Hi, I'm Mark Abadi, and this is a video response to Kiran's analysis of Amit Goswami's quantum consciousness of God. Kiran, I love your videos. You know, I love your approach. It's great. You've got a lot of criticism from different people, but I think that's because, you know, you push their buttons, and I'm all for that. I'm a button pusher myself. There was one point I wanted to bring up in your first analysis of Amit. You started, clearly you're in Indonesia, so you're seeing this whole idea of this peaceful culture where they've got you know, the Muslim culture and the brotherhood, and having something holy to worship. And you're quite right in saying that Amit hasn't got a leg to stand on, trying to say that God can be analysed in some way with the duality, because, you know, we're humans and we can only ever have the duality, and God, the oneness, the whatever, is a singularity. Now, I think what Amit's really trying to refer to, and what a lot of the quantum scientists are referring to, is that by showing that things can be simultaneously one thing and the other, it indicates that that is the direction to God. Now, yes, but having them both at the same time defeats the whole point of one being one and one being the other. It's like the only way you can have a perspective is to have a location. And if we're talking about finding something, it means that it's not there already. You don't have it already, so you have to find it somewhere, which means you're here, it's there. There's a separation already. So anything you can find, knowledge, all knowledge, is limited. So of course we can never have knowledge of God, because God is a singularity and we can only have knowledge of a duality state. You have to have hot to have cold. You can't have one temperature. God has no limits, and if there's no limits to God, then there's no place from which God is sitting in a perspective, separate from something, observing something else. As such, God can have no intent, no rules, no opinions on things. God doesn't care what you do and whether you exist or not. Now, people talk about God being love. Of course, not love as in hate. I love you, I don't love you. No, love is in complete acceptance. That's what love is. Unconditional love, unconditional acceptance. That's God's way, because to God, or to the enlightened being, which for me is the equivalent of God, there's no difference between a Brahman, a clod of earth, and a bar of gold. They're all the same. That's the point. Now, you talked about these people having something to worship, something holy. For me, that's still separation. It's a separation, and yes, we are separate as personalities, as you rightly say, but suggesting that you need to fear the wrath of a God, or this idea of reward and punishment, that's where religion for me falls, all religions. And I don't care if you're in a society where it all appears to be peaceful and harmonious, and there's no crime. There's no crime because the crime is severely punished there. Not only that, there are pressures. You look at the Muslim cultures, I mean, there's oppression of women to a 10th degree. And it's even worse because they think they're actually doing it because they want to do it. But yet you've got this doctrine in place. Now, I'm not just against Muslim religions, I'm against all religions, in the sense that, yes, they provide the holy basis. Now, America's messed up because the religious power is gone. Even though you've got the fanatics in the South still doing the preaching, mostly religious hold has moved. And yeah, people are going to go chaotic. I mean, if you've had a strict regime growing up and suddenly you get a car, you've never been allowed out before as a kid, and suddenly you get your first car, you're going to go wild. You're going to go out and you're going to party. That's why people at universities, they go wild, they go partying, because most of them have been, you know, like geeks caught up in their houses, never been allowed out. I was partying at 13, so when I got to university I was like, what? Done all this. Let's do some proper work. Let's get on with it. So my point is, there will be a pendulum swing back, and it's not religion that is going to bring us back. It's spirituality, and that is not coming from any doctrine, any belief. It's coming from a pure experience, a pure witnessing yourself. And that is where you go inside and witness the duality, the spin of the wave particle duality, the thing that quantum physics refers to, that things are not as they seem, and that's the point about quantum physics, is it's not what it looks like. And if you look at it, it becomes something different. The whole point is we are the creators of this universe. That's what quantum physics is explaining to us. And actually, as long as we're using us to look at this universe, we are limited, and we can never have the divinity. And that's where the death comes. That's why you have to let go. To go through the mind tunnel of consciousness, to go beyond mind, you have to let go of the mind. You have to die to be reborn. And that's the point. So keep going out, you know, love your video works. Let's get some maybe speed to them, you know. Let's go through some more concepts as we can. But I love your stuff you're doing, so carry on, wicked. Peace out.